So, lads, this might be the worst NBA take of all time. This might be the worst former player take of all time. From Theo Pinson, who's somebody that I liked. I liked Theo Pinson as a player. Mainly because, like, when he ever played, he was one of those guys that was like, yeah, you know, when he's on the floor, he's going out there and giving his all. He's going out there and giving his all. Last career game was 23 points. But yeah, he was also good in 2K. Either way, though, he was a NBA player who played... Where was the last time he played? For Dallas? Played for Brooklyn for a couple of years. Then played for Dallas for a few years. Played for New York for a year. But, like, Theo Pinson was someone that I liked. This is how bad his take is. Kenneth Farid has Sorry, no. Sorry. I don't know why I thought this was Kenneth Farid. This is Kung Fu Kenneth. I am very sorry. I'm very sorry for Kenneth Farid. I don't know why I just glanced at this and thought it said Kenneth Farid. Not every NBA player retired or otherwise needs a grace with a podcast. The bad take machine is getting absurd, and you know they abuse the system by saying nonsense. Because you know Central Legion will post about it. I think they believe this. I think he fully believes this. Let's take a listen.
But if Kyrie goes to Houston, oh my God.
Houston's gonna have to give back one of their pieces, though.
Bye-bye, amen.
Bye-bye, amen.
If you could find a way to not get rid of amen. And
would you give up Sengun?
Would I give up Sengun?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. For Kyrie coming off of ACL?
No way?
I got to think about it, D-Well.
Sengun, like, whatever about... Aman Thompson is a crazy one. Aman Thompson is literally one of the biggest dogs in the NBA, and he's averaging 17 points per game. He just can't shoot. That's the only problem with him, is that he can't shoot. Alperen Sengun is somebody that I don't understand how he fell to where he fell in the draft, because Sengun literally was he was the MVP of the Turkish League. I don't know how he fell. I remember when he got drafted, I'm like, how is this guy not a top 10 pick? And they were like, oh, his feet are too slow. I was like, I don't actually care. He's a top 10 pick. I was like, no matter what, he's top 10. I didn't think he would, in a redraft, possibly go number 1. And the only reason he's not number 1 is because Cade Cunningham exists. But I think it's a debate between him and Cade. Either way, he is averaging on the season 24 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists per game. On 49, 45, 75 splits. 7.5 assists per game at the center position. He's like Baby Yoda. Remember why they were like Charmander was Sengun, Charmeleon was Sabonis, and Charizard was Jokic. Swap, like, I'm sorry, he's Charmeleon. He's Charmeleon. Go be Charmander. Sabonis. Go be Charmander.
I gotta think about it.
I don't know if I can say no way that fast.
I don't know if I say no way.
Kyrie's injury prone.
But if he's not, if he's not injured, at this point, he's in championship mode. So at that point, get me to a team that can win it. We looked at it yesterday, too. They got a money problem over there, too.
Kyrie's in championship mode. Could someone have told him that during the last finals he was in? Could somebody have told Kyrie Irving that he was in championship mode the last time he played in the finals? I'm just saying. Like, in the finals, he had a 35-point game, but other than that, 12, 16, 21, 15 on horrendous shooting. Could somebody have told him? And in his one game he played well. In fairness, game 3. Game 3 he was good. But and then they win by 40 the next one. And in the closeout game, he has 15 points. He has 15 points. Whatever about Luka in those finals, he was still giving you 30 on one knee.
They got a massive money problem.
They might have to just get rid of these guys to not be over there. I don't even know what this apron and all this other shit is. Are you tanking if you the Mavs? You scrapping this shit?
Yeah, because they're not going to win this year.
But you know why they need to tank this year? It's because they don't control their draft picks for the next, I think, 3 years after this year. So if the Mavericks want to get something, they got to tank this year.
Yeah, I actually am in shock. Get rid of Amen Thompson and Şengün. Get rid of Amen Thompson and possibly Şengün for Kyrie Irving. This might be one of the worst takes I've ever seen from a former NBA player. This might actually be one of the worst ones. Like, is he all there? Theo Pinson's very drunk. Not every ex-NBA player should be talking ball. And this is the type of things where I'm like, just because you play in the NBA does not mean not that you don't know ball, but you have any idea how to evaluate players. And I've always made this statement. In a lot of ways, I do feel like former players are some of the worst evaluators of how to win, if you get me. Like, there are so many players that if you've ever played ball, you know that it's much harder to guard a hooper than it is to guard a fundamentally sound glue guy. It's a lot harder to guard an inefficient hooper than it is to guard a fundamentally sound glue guy. The fundamentally sound glue guy is probably going to help your team win. But if you're a defender, you're like, man, it was tough guarding that guy. Like, and you always hear how they describe who the toughest player to guard was. It was like Carmelo Anthony. Oh man, he could go left, he could go right, he was strong. But they're like, oh yeah, you see, all these players knew that Carmelo Anthony was a better offensive player than LeBron. It's like, well, LeBron scores more on less shots, passes the ball more, shoots better from 2, shoots better from 3, gets to the line more, albeit doesn't shoot as well from the line, is aggressive, and you can't double him because he'll just make the right play. It is the kind of mentality for so many players is. It's the way they kind of grew up. A lot of these players. Basketball is very different. Playing basketball and analyzing basketball are two very, very different things. And there's a reason why the best coach in the NBA, a lot of the best coaches never played in the NBA. Best coach in the NBA right now never played. And if you are most of the best coaches that played in the NBA, most of them were glue guys. Like Phil Jackson was a glue guy. Steve Kerr was an off the ball shooter. I'm just trying to think. Is there any who are some of the greatest of all time? In fairness, like Rudy Tomjanovic was a hell of a, and Jerry Sloan were hell of a player. Were good players. Like, Jerry Sloan more so than anything. But am I right in saying Jerry Sloan was he the Utah Jazz coach back in the day? I'm right, aren't I? Yeah, he was the Utah Jazz coach when they were really good in the 2000s. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head of other good ones. Like, but if you look at the best coach in the NBA, like Pop, no, he's gone anyway. Kerr, obviously. Udoka wasn't anything special as an NBA player. I really like Ime Udoka. Eric Spoelstra was a hell of a player, but not an NBA player. But yeah, it's that's one of those things with these NBA player podcasts. You will hear some of the craziest takes imaginable. But yeah, go trade Amen Thompson and Şengün for Kyrie, I guess.